Welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT. Tonight we are live on Project Cars 2 for round 3 of the Pagnian Imports Porsche Cayman Cup. And tonight we head off to Germany for the Nurburgring GP. The session tonight we have the two divisions running, so heading off into Division 2 first, where we have qualifying for 15 minutes. Weather conditions are heavy cloud and the race is 16 laps. Weather is heavy cloud through to overcast with a mandatory pit. Then we'll have a break and then start off again at 8:45, where we'll have Division 1 who will set off doing qualifying 15 minutes under the same conditions and the race in the same conditions with the 16 laps. So we'll bring up the standings as of round 2. In Division 2 we have Jury 81 leading the championship with 293 points, and then Division 1 Corby 387 leading the way with 281. Last week for round 2 we're at Zhuhai International Circuit. We had Jury take victory after qualifying second and also securing the fastest lap bonus points. And then for Division 1, we had Corby 387 take the clean sweep, securing pole victory and the fastest lap bonus points. Check out the track now. Game session time is 10 AM. Track length is 5.14 kilometers with 16 turns. It is a very quick technical track, lots of spots to be able to get some very good passes, some very tight corners, especially within Sector 1 and then the back end towards Sector 3, so we'll see a lot of time being able to be gained in those areas. If you're joining us for the stream, don't be shy, jump into the chat. You can see the chat up so you can let me know who you're here to cheer on, who you think is going to take pole or take the win. Don't forget to hit that follow button as well. Appreciate the growing support we get for Apex Esports League and our drivers. New drivers already scrambling out onto the track. We do have debut drivers tonight. We got Taijo 1212, driving car number 33. All the best of luck to Ty tonight in his debut race with us. Getting a few more loading in. Our championship leader, Wera. Jump on board for a lap around Nurburgring GP in a moment. We have Urkamasa make another appearance again. Out there giving it a go on the controller as well. Like we've got a couple of similar names up on the board as well. We did have the two Marks and we have the two Dans back after Dan Boone not being able to make it last week. There's 12 minutes remaining of qualifying. Drivers do receive championship points for their qualifying position. Going to need to be working, trying to get as high up on the tower as they can. And he's starting to get a little close in the points. We're going to have to try and have another strong round. So we have a little bit of security hanging towards the back end of the series. Jump on board for a lap with our championship leader. Looks like he's just head off into the next sector. Seeing where I was still trying to get some extra temp into those tyres. Now that should be pretty close to being done. This should be the first time lap for most of them. When you get a chance to check out our social media links as well, they are at the bottom of the stream. It's our Facebook page, so you can get all results and standings, as well as any incident reports, as all races are post-race stewarded. And in the coming days, we'll have results and outcome of any incidents may occur during our races. First times coming through now. Demon Effects taking pole for 205.180. And on board. Oh, where is gone off for a spin? Looks like this will probably invalidate his lap time as well. He hasn't taken damage. This current lap will have been invalidated and most likely the next. So he brings her back into the pits. Let's head back out for another lap around. Jump on board. Blarkey's just commencing a brand new lap now. Nice long pit straight. Down into a very sharp hairpin. Very tricky once we get into the race. The grid start. Cars trying to find the track position for turn 1. Those corners quite off canvas, so they're quite easy to put those into a spin. A lot of throttle control and a lot of opportunity to be able to get some passes done. And the right lines for these next couple of corners, you can take them reasonably quick. Very nice hairpin line there. Full throttle around these sections, usually still pelt through it. Go curb to curb. Thanks, Steph. Thanks for jumping on. Plastic and then heavy on the anchors to try and pull it up into the chicane. Really catch drivers off, and there's a big opportunity to try and squeeze some very tight passes through. Threaded final corner. This hairpin can catch a lot of drivers off guard. He was up on his sector time, so it's 3.3, basically off that best time. Nice lap there by Blarkey. Sets a 208, 203. Demon still holds that pole time. There's 6 minutes 50 remaining for qualifying. We're just bringing the car back into the pits. Struggling with the car a tad bit at the moment. Now debut Ty doing well, qualifying in second so far, and that was one of the first times come through. A little bit slippery there for him in that final hairpin. Dan Burns qualified in third. Marky Mark 2.4 seconds away from pole, setting him in fourth position. Then Coolboy qualifying fifth. Running at 209.8, setting him into seventh position. All drivers have time on the board for Weir at this stage. Larky just running off track there as Dan is on through. Just brought the car back into the pits. So there's going to be enough time to be able to get maybe two more timed laps in. Doing well, he's had no practice whatsoever. Jumping on at the last minute to have a go, while doing it from the controller as well. Kudos for that. Here comes Vera. It's probably an out lap. And like may have missed again. Not sure if that was his car, one of the cars around. It sounded like it stuck on that limiter for a little bit down the middle of the pit straight. May gets the car back out on track. And Demon Effects. That's a new fastest lap for the session, 204.762. Breaking out from the 205 margin. There's a little bit of debris scattered off that corner. Gonna make it a little bit slippery. Tyre a little bit loose. In fourth position. Coming onto the final corner now. Will be able to improve on this lap. I think 0.7 away from Dan Burns' time. Oh, and he bumps him down. He takes third. There's a flash of the lights. Goes through himself there, and Weir gets to time the board. Qualifies a 206.745. Let's put him in fourth position. So this will be the last lap, so there's only a minute 50 remaining. There's only going to be enough time to be able to get this lap done. He's going going to bump himself up a little bit more. It's got to be this lap. There's going to be no room for mistakes now. And then Erk's improved on that time, so we now only have 7.3 seconds separating 12 cars. And pole setter Demon Effects to get back out on track after he parked it up, setting the 204. He's out there, intending on setting another qualifying lap. It'll be the final lap now, and 55 seconds remaining. Very well could be out there, just trialing out his race setup. Still holding position 2. Yeah, PS man, it's across the control line with enough time to get another lap in. Demon's just parked the car up, so that's him done for the session. Mark, DG and Erk are in the same. Kynes also brought the car in. Oh, that's just being costly for Dan. Whereas it moved up into third. There's not too many points away from the pole time now. Oh, that's just cost him for this final lap. Like Balaki's putting down some pretty good pace on this lap. Pretty sure that's Simo just up ahead. Enough ahead, Balaki's going to be able to take advantage of a little bit of slipstream. Maybe able to push a little bit more time out of the car. There's 60 seconds remaining, get the final laps done. Oh, up on 2 wheels in the chicane. This is cost Marky Mark. How will Simo and Balaki go? He will improve those times. Simo moves up into P10, gaining a couple of positions. And that was pretty close there for Mark. Pulled up just in front of the pit entrance. So we have qualifying for Division 2 in round 3 at the Nurburgring GP. Demon Effects takes pole position. And then grid will be Taijo, Wira, Marky Mark, Dan Byrne, Cool Boy, Malaki, Mark, DG, Simo Simsel, Dan PS Man, and Erk MSR. Over to the grid now. There you go, and thanks for jumping on the stream. And try and get a little bit of a zoomed out shot for the start of the race. I think we're going to get bit of a shot. The drivers now just getting set for their pit strategies and their setups. The series is custom setups, so drivers have full control on tuning the car. They do need to make sure they have pit strategies set, if not a couple, and the right one set. So Demon ended up losing out about 20 seconds one of the rounds from pulling in and getting a set of tyres when he didn't actually want them. The setup ended up, sorry, the strategy that was he had ended up putting the tyres on, as he could have potentially came out right behind Wera in the race. Things could have been much different on the championship standings. There's about 43 points difference between Demon and Wera at this stage. We are about to go green, round 3 Division 2. Launch from Demon. Ty's got a great jump, so he's now just ahead of him, but he's on the inside line. Fair few cars going for that inside line. It's going to make things interesting for turn 1. A little wide. DG's has gone for a spin in the back. Gains a position as well. A bit of congestion and running wide from Ty, leaving an open opportunity for him to get around Demon. Ty starting to pull ahead pretty quickly. Off to a good start for his debut race tonight. Boy sitting hot tight on the tail of Dan Boone. Looks like a pretty good clean lap so far. A little bit loose there for Coolboy. That's just cost him a fair bit, but I think he's just pulled it up in time before making contact with the wall. And it is a concrete wall, so it would have done a fair bit of damage if he hadn't made any touch. Sandwich right between the middle of Demon and Dan Boone. Mikey carrying a lot of pace. Goes for a move on the final corner. Gets him through the corner, but it isn't enough to be able to get him on the straight. Maybe able to commit to a move for turn 1. We're currently 0.8 away from Ty. Leading the way and starting to put some gap on the field. Lucky's up in position 5. Dan PS man. Actually, sorry, it's Dan Boone. I'm blocking. Still putting the pressure on the Demon. Ty's streaming ahead. That gap's now out to 1.3 seconds. Looking Coolboy pretty close, but I think they may have just dropped off a little bit loose through the corner. We're side by side between Dan and Mark. You know, not too far behind the two. Ooh, not sure what happened there for Mark. Almost like a little bit of a lock-up under braking. He's just copped himself a post-race time penalty, so he's exceeded track limits, same as Schoolboy. Has been able to bring that gap in a little bit. See as they cross the line here. Now he managed to make that up. So I think there may have been a little mistake from the tyre, costing him about a second. Mikey starting to drop back from Demon a little bit, so the pressure being lifted to Demon. Starting to close in. Looks like Balaki is going for a move on Marky Mark. Okay, just to hold that inside line. Dropped off in the corner a little. Scott Schoolboy starting to close in, starting to have a little bit of a comeback after that spin. That forever 16. Ty still holding the lead. A little bit of correction going on there. It looks like tiny small adjustments. Not sure if we may be seeing a few little lag spikes, or if he may actually be doing it on controller. Usually similar movements to those that drive on a controller. Well, there's some action going on here. Mark looking to get around Balaki, and Balaki's just ran off wide. He's dropped off 2 positions by the look of it. Not quite Dan Boone's trying to sneak up in through. Curb. We're still teetering around the 1 second mark from Ty. Runs wide just a little. That's going to cost him some time. About half a second he's lost, if not more. It's going to put Weir in a very good opportunity to try and start probing to get around. Balaki, I'm not sure if he was intending on going into the pits. Like that may have been just where he was headed at the time during a spin. I don't think he's got any damage. We're now able to close that gap pretty quickly. He's down to 2 tenths. Well, there's a little bit of pressure being put on the tie. We're looking for an opening. It's really going to allow Demon to try and close that gap in on the 2. A very quick stop for Blarkey. Ooh, we've just had exit Zerk. We've been struggling with the car. There's a disconnect. Alright, starting to increase that lead again. Only 6 tenths away from where it's Demon. Very consistent last lap between Demon and Wera. 2:06.989 and a 992. Starting to catch up to Marky Mark again. Battle between those two and Blarkey being split up with Blarkey heading up into the pits. So having got that out of the way, only being 36.7 seconds away from race lead. It's not going to be too far off by the time everyone else goes into the pits if you keep that pace up. Sitting up tight. I don't believe we've seen Boy head into the pits. Blarkey most likely not needing to be overly defensive on his position. These three pretty much for the 6 laps, keeping about that same gap. A little bit of teetering going on. Oh, but at big cost for Ty now as he just drops in. That's an advantage for all 3. They're now bunched up. Only 4 tenths separating the 3 cars. Ty runs out slightly wide. That's cost him again. Whereas probably going to be able to position himself well for the next corner. Ty managed to keep a heap of pace. Slightly dropped off towards the end of sector 3. Whereas looking for an opening. Going to commit to a move. Nice inside line. Ty's going to be able to carry most of the speed out of the corner. And they've got some lap traffic coming up. That looks like DG's car just ahead. Whereas marginally in the lead, but he's ran out wide. Carried a lot of speed. Took the lead and then dropped back a position. Demon now moving up into P2. quickly catching back up to Demon. Boy, gets in and hit. DJ just up ahead of the race leaders. He's got a heavily damaged front end. Back just a little bit from Demon now. The driver's catching up to lap car at the right time, be able to get a move around on pit straight. DG darting off to let the through. Tongue twister there. Brakes, let them all go. Nice and safely, not holding them up. Demon chasing down Ty now. Well to have kept them at bay for the 8 laps. Can we see a win for a debut race? Halfway through now. So we start seeing a few more cars head off into the pits. Well, we're right up the tail of Demon now. Move aside in anticipation for cars. Dan Boone and Marky Mark not close enough just yet. Dan just throws it rather wide. It's going to cost some time. It's going to allow Marky Mark to now close in. Around DG safely. From there to DG. Ooh, I'm not sure if there's been some contact. The tyres have just gone off. It's stuck on the outside of the track. Ducks back in. Demon has the race lead. I had led the first 9 laps. Now into lead change going to Demon Effects. Using this opportunity to head off into the pits. It does look like there may have been a little bit of scuffing on the front of Demon's car. Runs a little wide through turn 1. And Boone, heading into the pits as well. Takes a rather wide exit. I'm not sure if that may actually even be a slowdown request going out that wide on that exit curve. Re-enters the race, position 5. Dan Pagnian just up ahead in P4. We're not able to close that gap too much on Demon. 6 laps remaining. Makes the pass on Dan Pagnian. Go through the current standings in a moment. Just got Wira quickly closing that gap in on Demon now. Mark heads off into the pits. On that lap 11, we have Demon Effects leading the race by Wira in P2. Mark in P3, just heading off into the pits. Allow Ty to move up a spot. He's now currently in 4th. Dan Pagnian in 5th, just exiting. This will be a position change here. We'll see Palaki move up, and he has already served his mandatory pit. Coming out ahead of those two that were in the pits. It's going to be enough. Now racing for position. In 5th. And we're now in 6th. Dan Pagnian drops to 7th. Fullboy in 8th. Simsville in 9th position. Mark in 10th. And DG in 11th position. We have Burke to lead the session. Looks like a mistake by Demons has cost him the race lead. We're now 4 seconds ahead. He's still hot on the tail of Mark. has now moved back up into position 3. He's 28 seconds away from the lead. See him come out pretty close to Wira and Demon by the time they head into the pits. They're going to have as quick as a stop as they can. Larky quickly closing in the gap on Marky Mark here. Drop it back a little bit towards the end of that sector. Demon's recovered a fair bit of time. Only just gained a whole second down pit straight. Not sure if there may have been a little bit of a slip from where in turn 1. A 4-second gap disappeared very quickly. It's now down to 2.7 and still dropping. Holding tight, being able to recover that gap back a little. Lucky and Mark serve their mandatory hit. With only 3 laps to go, they're going to be racing position here. Lucky is coming 3rd in the championship. Can try and claim another position here. It's going to help him with his points on the standings. And there's Marky Mark. He's just behind him. He's about 16 points behind Balaki. Balaki's sitting on 200 and Marky Mark on 184. We're now pitting in. Demon decides to stay out on track. Looks like he's got a fair bit of spacing between himself and some lapped cars. Keep an eye on the times. Added about 11 seconds with that lap. Pulling up onto his stall. Nice quick stop. Wasn't quick enough. We've got Ty in P2. About a second and a half ahead of Wira. Ty having peeled off into the pits several laps ago. Everything goes clear for him. It's going to put him in a pretty good position. He could possibly come out just ahead of Demon. see Demon head off into the pits this lap, or we leave it to the final lap. Only 2 laps to go. A little bit of door to door. That's Mark and Cool Boy. Just up ahead is Simo. He gets a run on the inside line. Mark being able to carry a lot of speed through that corner and then into the inside line from the next corner. Doesn't hold it. Losing a bit of that momentum. Good boy looking to get past Simo Simsel now. Cool Boy's just gone off. Not sure what caused the spin there. It's a quick recovery. Oh, Blackie just gives Mark a bit of a shunt. Mark needed to back off a fair bit of throttle. Looked like there was a little bit of slip in the corner. Burris caught that gap up on Ty now. Burris doesn't need to be too fussed on getting around Ty in championship standings. But he does need to try and get as close to Demon as he can. They're currently 26 seconds behind. Demon's peeling in now. This is the last opportunity to pit. He comes in pretty quick, just pulling it up before the pit indicator. Cannot waste any time whatsoever. You need every little bit of speed coming in and out of those pits. Ooh, a little bit of lag just went on then. I think it's an actual disconnect that may have happened. It's fun. Tie around. Yes, it's a disconnect. We're disconnecting on the last lap, essentially. This car just drove straight through the middle of Ty's car and then jumped back and froze on track. You could even see the drivers driving around the car. They could still see him visible, stopped on the track. It's heartbreaking when we see a disconnect as it is, let alone when you're up towards the front end and it's in those last couple of laps. Ty now only 2.5 seconds away from race lead. It's going to be a big opportunity for Demon to now take the championship lead. In very sad circumstances to do that as well. These two are going to be pretty close on points going through the championship. Larky's still trying to make that move on Mark. Marky Mark finishing ahead of Balaki. It could be enough points difference between the positions. Possibly gain that step up on the championship standings. Last corner. Beamer's got enough space between himself and Ty to take it easy. You can't afford a slip here. Oh, Ty's gone for a spin. Beamer crosses the line, taking the checkers. Ty in P2. Marky Mark in P3 gets on the podium. Balaki finishes in 4th. And Boone crosses in 5th. Final corner for Dan. There's 95 seconds to get final laps done. 6th position it is for Dan. Good boy, he's up in 7th position. He's got about 6 seconds between him. Mike Mucky's only got a 2-second post-race time penalty. Taking 7th position. And Mark in 8th. Should be enough time to see him all get across. Simo having some fun, just cuts that chicane. Having some fun with that car. Yeah, GK, I did notice that there looked like a reset done on that final corner for Ty. And then we have results for Division 2, Round 3. Demon Effects takes victory. And then who does get the fastest lap? I think it's in the 206 margins. 206.505 by the looks of it, and that's gone to Ty. And then he's also on the podium in position 2. And then we have Marky Mark in. And the rest of the standings is Balaki, Dan Boone, Dan Pierceman, Coolboy, Mark, Simo Simzel. And then it looked like DG disconnected at the back end of that as well. And then we did unfortunately lose Wira on the second last lap. So very unfortunate there. We'll be inviting in Demon, Ty and Marky Mark for a chat. So we'll be having them in here to see how their race went for them. Just a little bit slow at the moment. The invite's gone off to them, so we should see them load in a moment. Yeah, Balaki and Mark again. He's been putting on some good fights. There, guys.
Hello.
Coming in. Hey, congrats, Ty. Had a good run for your first race with us.
Yeah, what a shame. That's all I can say.
And Marky Mark on the podium. Congrats, mate.
Yeah, thank you. I was very lucky. We're disconnected, so I managed to snag third place.
Yeah, it was very disappointing seeing that disconnect happen just only 2 laps to go, especially after the battle that seeing between Ty Demon and Wira for just about the entirety of the race.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate.
And congrats on the win, Demon.
Thanks, thank you, JT. It was well done, Ty, well done, Mark, and bad luck to Wira, obviously. But at the start, I didn't get a good start, and I got stuck on that outside of the first corner, so I went straight back to third. And then Marky was right up my butt the whole time, so he was causing me heaps of problems. But eventually, I kept up with the 2 in front, and then I gave Ty a little tap when he overcorrected in the hairpin, but I think that was okay. We'll see what happens. But and then when they pitted, I thought I'm just going to stay out now and try and get some laps in, see what happens. Yeah, and I came out in front.
Yeah, came out just enough time ahead, and Ty managing to get out in front of Wira after he went in and pit. So a little bit of a lengthy pit stop costing that position there. So we're almost going to potentially see Ty just sneak ahead of you. We thought you might have, fingers crossed you weren't going to have you throwing tyres on again.
The thing is with that, me and Wira had an incident which cost me a lot of time, maybe 5 seconds approximately, but when the lap that Demon pitted, and that cost me second place. That cost me first place, sorry.
Yeah. That was very close. Yeah, so, was that the disconnect? I think it was. Yeah, where you
that was a disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just disconnected.
Where his car just drove straight through your car and
and
through it.
Yeah, he drove straight through me. Yeah.
Oh, he might have disconnected. Yeah, in the action of it, maybe.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That was awful luck. Oh no.
Yeah, that's bad luck. Well, it's bad luck to both, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never got your first. Oh well.
Yeah, but still solid drive. So it was good seeing he's out there battle it out.
Yeah, it was a great race, really. It was good. So I was sweating. I'm sweating at the end. I'm going to have a shower now.
And it's probably going to be even more tight when we go and do Algarve for round 4. Even more technical.
Yeah, I've got to work out my rear end. I get a bit slippery. I've spun once that race, so it must just get a bit hot, the back tyres, so I just have to fix that up. I'll be right.
Yeah, the rears were terrible, especially like to the hairpin when chucking it into third. I was in qualifying, it's second gear through there, but when you're turning in, it just wants to step out, but it wants to understeer at the same time. It was not nice.
Yeah, I was pulling it back to second just to get the nose in, but you had to be careful on the throttle, that's for sure.
Yeah, those Cayman's not too friendly. Congrats, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, thanks JT, thanks everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There we have our podium finishes with Demon Effects taking the victory, and then Ty debuting tonight and taking second place, and Marky Mark in third. So we'll be having a break and then coming back in at 8:45 PM AEDT and ready for qualifying. We've got 15 minutes qualifying with Division 1 and then the same race, 16 laps around Nurburgring GP. So stay tuned and we'll be back very shortly. And welcome back. We're now heading off into session 2 with Division 1. We're now heading off into round 3. They've got 15 minutes of qualifying. We're at Nurburgring GP. So the track is 5.14 kilometers long and there's 16 turns. And it is very fast and technical, as we just saw with Division 2. It was a very tight race. So hopefully we see the same thing happen again with Division 1. And some strange technical issues going on with the drivers, so hopefully it gets resolved and then we don't see some disconnects occurring for him. Also, it's going tend to seem to be clashing with some other drivers. You can't actually join the sessions whilst they're in it without it showing as being muted and disconnecting every so often. Just in the lobby as we're gearing up, several disconnects occurring for him. Now we're in the session, it may resolve a little bit of that. We've got 13 cars loaded in. We've got Dirty Monkey back after missing last week, as did Philly Manilli. Loose. His tyres still a tad cool. Yeah, just scrapes that wall. She would have taken any damage. I'll be trying to get as much temp to those tyres. Lag spike going on. We're seeing a dropout. No, that's actually Pretender rejoining back in. Okay, so he's already disconnected and rejoined in. Thanks for joining on the stream, Nick. Hope you're feeling much better. Now, way down through. Familiarise ourselves with our drivers. Oh, and there goes Pretender. Look out for Sami setting some very quick lap times. The guy saying in the practice session that Sami was laying down some very quick laps. A bit of a lag spike. Pretender's rejoining the session. Now back out. Fingers crossed for him that no further disconnects go on for him. just gone for a big spill. Not sure if he's taken any damage. Just brought the car back in. First time lap, 2:04.501 by Sami. Qualifies third, his first time lap. I think there's only about a 46-point difference between him and Coco Dog. Cars get a time on. The DK land a time this lap. DK lands himself into position 2 for 2:05.540. A few attempts in front of Gallon's time. Qualifying 5th for 2:06.706. Now just running to the stream, do hit that follow button so you'll be notified when we go live. Live every Thursday night with Project Cars 2 and also on Monday night live racing. Back on Monday with round 4 of the Porsche 911 Championship, so plenty of Porsche action to go. The last 2 rounds of the Porsche series. And we'll be heading over into the V8 supercars on both platforms. Coco Dog moves up into second, 2:05.100. 6 tenths away from Sami's pole time. The head farmer just improves his time, bumping Gallon down. Championship leader Corby currently qualifying in 6th with 2:06.4. Don't be shy and do jump into the chat and then use those sound controls down underneath the streams, that way you can cheer and applaud for your favourite drivers. There's a whole bunch of other different sound effects you can play over the stream, so do have some fun with that. Waiting on Philly and Doggy Daddy to get a time on the board. Got Vortex setting a 2:10.5, setting into 10th position. Next qualified 9. Gallon's reclaim some positions. He's now back up into third. And Coco Dog gets into the 204s as well. 0.005 away from Sami's time. Ooh, Corby sneaks in as pole. 204.035. Nearly half a second quicker than Sami's time. Pretenders just managed to get back in. If it can last out Baton for a little while. Maybe it was restarting the console. Another disconnect for Pretender now. They won't seem to be able to make the race start. Is there any drivers joining in the last few minutes? Qualifying the game doesn't actually let them progress through. It lets them join the lobby. They won't actually see themselves make the grid. They'll only be able to spectate the race. Quite the disconnect with Pretender there. I did actually just see on my screen, not sure if it did it on the broadcast, all the position standings on the tower all flashed red briefly as he dropped out. Having some huge conflict issues with the servers from the looks of it. Three drivers in the 204s. It's Corby, Sami and Coco Dog. Then have Gallon in the 205 bracket. Flag Spike Pretenders in. Just scraping in time. This is now at that 3-minute mark. Would be incredibly frustrated trying to get this to work at the moment. Bobby parks the car up, heads back out onto the track. There's going to be enough time to get one more timed lap in. Sami's just bumped Coco Dog down. He's now only 0.020 away from Corby's time. Oh, this will be it. He hasn't taken any damage. He can still keep going. This time will be invalidated. He cannot bring the car back into the pits. Lag spike might be Pretender joining, but we're not going to see him join into the session now that it's in those last few minutes. Vortex, Dirty Monkey and Doggy Daddy in the pits. That'll be it for them for qualifying. Ability to get a time on the board. He's just starting a lap, so he might jump in the cockpit for a lap around Nurburgring. There you go, Philly's got a time on the board. Sets a 206.733. Is still trying to join in and out. He's unfortunately not going to make the start of the race now. Disconnects again strange stuff that's going on for Pretender. Oh, it's his cross. Really? He's going to probably bring that in. Giving him the commentator's curse there. Bobby getting close to starting a lap. So should possibly be able to jump on board for a lap with him in a sec. So he doesn't decide to park the car up as he crosses the line here. Like the head farmer just ahead of him. Where head farmer had spun off, it was just outside of the view of Corby. They're very limited, as you can see in the cockpit view. Really pushing the car now. He's finishing out the lap. Flat stick down along the back end. Holds the pole position, the only car out on the track. Gonna take us down for a view through pit lanes. It's probably good just to see where this marker is. So down to 60 here. There we have qualifying complete. A little bit of a hangover there. The countdown. We have Corby taking pole position for Division 1 in round 3. And the rest of the grid we have Sun, Coco Dog, Gallant, DK Rush, Head Farmer, Philly Manili, Vortex, Dirty Monkey, Spray and Pray, Steph and Doggy Daddy. Over to the grid now. Those disconnect issues for Pretender. Having rejoined back in those last couple of minutes of the session, was unable to be able to continue through. I'm not sure if he disconnected again back in through that. It was. There we can see him get those issues sorted. Ready for next round. If there is some conflicts, for some reason it's clashing with some other drivers. And even Pretender is able to drop down to the earlier time slot so he doesn't have that clash, but then hopefully we don't see the same thing occurring for him in that as well. Yeah, that's real unfortunate. Pretender, saw you rejoin in multiple times. Pretty curious as to what is actually going on for you there. For those that don't have chats, Pretender jumping into the stream now after having had to miss out on the race with those disconnect issues. Drivers all readied up. See lights go green for Division 1, round 3. Corby inching forward, pushing the limits of the jump start. And yet still Sami gets the run on him. Oh, they're door to door, they've made contact, nearly squeezing out into Coco. And door to door again in turn 1. Fierce competition just in the first little bit of this race already. It's getting tight. Coco Dog is sitting in behind Corby as well. Even Gallon closing that gap in. Timings on the board, which is strange. That's been a clean getaway. There we go, we've got some gaps on the board now. A nice good start to the race. Gallon and Coco Dog all sitting very close. Gallon right up the tail of Coco. No room to be able to move through there. There's no room for error here. And they're getting alongside of Corbin. He's also got a post-race time penalty. Just how close these guys have been finishing in the race is going to cost him. Coco Dog heads off into the pits. We saw him do this last week as well. See, he actually does stop. So he may have a drive-through penalty to have to deal with. Corby's drop back. Oh, Sami's just spun it around in turn 1. It's going to cost him the race lead. Also makes some contact. No, Coco Dog is going for the stop. Saw him end up still being able to take podium after qualifying towards the back of the grid last week. And then he hit on the first lap and the second lap. And managed to move all the way back through. DK looking to get around Corby. Gallon becomes our race leader after Sami's spin. Sami having dropped down into 9th position now. Fourth position for Philly. Sami in 5th. Check starting to close in on him. Right on the tail of Dirty's car. Sami moving up to put some pressure on, probes the inside line. Gallon also heading on into the pits. Probably moves into the race lead. Gallon be opting for a similar strategy. Especially just how tight these guys are racing, it's probably a good idea to get in. And then once you're back out on the track, you're going to have a fair amount of open track to deal with. You you're not going to be caught up battling it out and potentially losing a little bit of time in those battles, and also risking some. Look at the red on the standings tower. Their position number changes throughout. It means they are wearing a post-race time penalty. This means they've exceeded track limits and sped, or they, sorry, not slowed down after being directed to slow down, or if they've sped in pit lane. Coco hitting early as well. Gallen having a quicker stop. He's come out about a 1 second ahead of Coco. DK starting to close that gap in on Corby. Quicker line for DK through the chicanes. He's going to get up along the inside. He doesn't have the track position though. We've seen some passes be attempted at that corner. Have to take the corner much slower so you don't be able to actually carry as much mid-corner speed. You see the car on the outside actually be able to power out much quicker on the pit straight. Even the same if you don't tuck back in and end up staying on that inside line down the straight to turn 1, it still puts you in that disadvantage. Yeah, heading to the pits as well. I don't think she's taken damage. Coco Dog set a trend for the early hit. Just about guaranteeing nearly in every race. And of course the last couple of years they would hit on the very last lap they can. We're seeing it starts to be mixed up a little. Tommy's had a great comeback after dropping back towards the rear end of the field from that spin in turn 1. Now sitting in 4th. Pretty much in 9th. Just up ahead is Doggy Daddy right on the tail of Spray now. Gained a lot of ground on Spray along that straight. Spray runs off. And also peels off into the pits. Ooh, Sami's gone for another spin. And down turn 16. Coco starting to close in on Gallen, but he's just dropped off a bit. Got that gap to under a second, it's now only 1.5. we may have lost another driver. Like Dirty Monkey. He didn't show that as being a disconnect, so he may have actually retired out. Barney now opting going to the pits. He may very well have a little bit of aero damage to the front of that car. He was trying to turn the car around when he spun out in turn 1. He did nose it into the wall. DK starting to drop away from Corby. Well, the action has actually slowed off just a little bit. We'll bring up the post-race penalties that's going to be applied. Corby's wearing 2 seconds. It's like 1 second for the others. Vortex, Gallon and Sami wearing 1 second. And Corby is going to at least have a 2 second gap on crossing the line. We've seen most of the races finish within a second of each other. We're definitely costing a position. Ray looking to get around Steph. To take 9th position. Corby's closest competitor for the championship lead is Coco Dog. There's only 41 points. I was thinking now with 46 before. 41 point dip between the two. Coco currently in 8th position, but he did already hit that strategy last week. Sorry, get on the podium. Gonna try and get it as close to Corby as he can. A little bit slippery again for Sami, where he went for the spin before. And Gallon and Coco are within range now. By the time these two see the rest of the field ahead, pull into the pits, they may both be within a good shot, taking that race lead. Side by side for Gallon and Coco Dog. Gallon gets right up on that inside curb. Coco's going to get him on the next corner. Still side by side, and they're going to be coming up into the chicane. Going on a little bit early from what I was looking at. A few corners yet away. Gallon manages to hold Coco Dog at bay. Bounces that car curb to curb. It's a good run through the chicane, the final corner. Managed to be able to pull away a little bit from Coco. We're on lap 8 of 16, so we're at the halfway point. Could we potentially see a few more peel off into the mandatory pit requirements soon? A lot of tyre squeal through that hairpin for the head farmer. Carried a lot of speed down into there. He's trying to get past Doggy Daddy. Tuck's just back in. Oh, big lock. Tail slide from spray. These Cayman GT4s can be a real handful, can be a pleasure to drive. They can be rather unforgiving. They feel like they want to understeer and oversteer all at the same time. Once you get that tail into a slide, it's usually over with. Coco Dog loses some pace, gets up on two wheels at the chicane. He was starting to close that gap in on Gallon again. Bobby still leading the way. Very similar lap times between Corby and DK. The last time around, 206, 0.876 and a 0.804. That's why we're seeing that gap is around that same margin. We've got Philly just quietly driving along in third position. He's got a nice safety net between himself and Vortex. Got a 20-second gap. There's about 4.5 seconds until he catches up to DK. He's in a pretty good spot just to really focus on getting those perfect laps. Keep a good, steady, consistent lap. And you should be able to bring the car home in a good position. Coco Dog manages to get Gallon. Gallon must have made quite a mistake. He's now 6 seconds behind Coco Dog. May have had a little bit of a slip. Vortex heading up into the pits now. Doggy Daddy just passed my Coco Dog. He's moving his way up now. He's 29 seconds away from race lead. We're looking at about that 25 to 30 second mark for a pit stop. If you can keep bringing that gap in, Going to come out very close to the race lead by the time the cars ahead head off into the pits. Seeing some pretty quick lap times. Corby, last lap at 2:05.779. And even Sami at 2:05.797. Getting that wheels out the front, no advantage of a slipstream. Some very good pace by Corby. This lap seems to have dropped off a bit. It was a 2:07, BK a 2:06. Philly heading into the pits. Chat mentioning that apparently Gallon did spin. We must be getting some inside information from Mick from the drivers. Packer Dog moves up another spot, so he's now third. 28 seconds away from Corby. Oh, big slide from Head Farmer. He saved the car. It could have kept sliding if it had gone further out in the dirt with the runoff on that hairpin. A lot of the lap is concrete. Running off usually can save the car. Gallon in 5th position. Billy comes out 1 second behind Gallon in 6th after pitting. The two both now serving that mandatory pit requirement. They are racing for position. Gallon and Coco pitting in early is probably going to pay off nicely. Rate. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Gallon maybe come out in about 3rd position. Coco Dog will be close to 1st, if not 2nd. This gap between DK and Corby keeps teetering. Clearly some different strengths in different sectors. Farmer choosing to pit in now. We're on lap 12. There's 4 to go. Make our way through the current standings as of lap 12. Corby leading the race. DK Rush in position 2. Coco Dog in P3. Gallon in 4th. Billy in 5th. Well, Corby's just pitted in. DK stays out on track. Farmer in 6th position. Head Farmer in 7th. Bobby Daddy in 8th position. And he's got Steph right on his tail in 9th. Vortex in 10th. And Spray in 11th position. Bring up the map. Dirty Monkey did disconnect. Here comes Coco. Corby's already released and making his way out of the pit exit. He's going to come out just ahead. Corby's tyre temp will have dropped just a little bit for his journey down pit lane. Coco's going to be out there. Some nice hot tyres. Could he have a little bit of an advantage here over the course of this lap? Sitting about 1.4 seconds away, so we can still get that slipstream. So he's going to have to start pulling ahead very quickly. Corby's currently 27 seconds away from DK. How long is DK going to stay out for? And he's going to head in this lap as well. Not going to be enough time to be able to maintain the lead. And there's not going to be a whole lot of room to be able to sneak in between these two. That may see him drop back into 3rd position. May be very close to being around that margin as well. Corby goes very wide, turn 16's hairpin. Lost that position, and he does have that 2-second post-race time penalty as well. Oh, he's going to be able to sneak in front of Corby. Not quite. Try and give each other enough room. These first few corners will be a little bit slippery for DK. Corby's probably going to have the better pace on him through this first sector. Corby takes a much wider line, carrying a whole lot more speed. We've only got 2 laps to go. DK's going to have to work defensively here to hold P2. But even in saying that, he doesn't want to get caught up. Corby does have that 2-second penalty. DK can just sit tight, right on the tail of Corby, enjoy that slipstream, take that position back. Bit of door-to-door. Corby's focus is probably just trying to stay as close to Coco as possible. Couple of position gap is likely to cost him that small margin that he has on the championship lead. He gets around DK quite nicely. He's got to try and put 2 seconds on him. Still, he's only wearing the 2 seconds, so he hasn't accumulated any more. We're going to see our podium finishes all across the line within only a matter of seconds. This is going to be a very close race. Oh, big slide from Corby, that's cost him. DK couldn't see where he was. Really making some hefty contact that probably would have ended the race for both of them. It is a very tiring track. There's a lot of sharp corners, very fast pace. Doggy Daddy and Head Farmer. Ooh, they both follow each other off very wide through turn 1. Head Farmer showing some front end damage. That could have been already tended to during his pit stop. That may just be visual still. There may have been a little bit of a slip from Sami. Both Sami and Gallen wearing 1 second. Ooh, DK's just got the run on Corby coming through the final corner. This is the last lap. The Corby sitting right on the tail. No room for error here. I think they're still side by side. DK will have the inside line advantage. He's going to make a move. It's going to be pretty tough if he does get a pass in. Oh, and he's just dropped it off in the inside. Save the car. That could have gone incredibly bad for him. Got DK now out with, Coco Dog out with a 3.6 second lead over DK. He's got ample time to be able to just play it cautious over the last sector. Be able to take the win. Dog crosses the line, takes the checkered flag home. Congrats on the win. A solid drive by Coco. DK on the podium in P2. Corby in P3. That 2 second penalty not going to phase him. He's got 17 seconds between him and Philly. Just look how tight it is between these three. Gallen and Sami have all got a 1 second penalty. They all slow down across the line together. The 4th for Philly, 5th for Sami, and 6th for Gallen. Well, Gallen had an extra second penalty, so he did actually lose a position to Sami. Red Farmer looks to have taken maybe a little bit more damage. It's a little bit more buckled on that front right. And he crosses the line in 7th. Doggy Daddy in 8th. Steph come up in 9th position. Vortex in 10th. We'll have enough time to see Spray cross the line. There should be another round where we see all drivers get home on the full amount of laps. Spray coming up to cross the line in 11th. It's that handbrake. Cross the line. Then we have Coco Dog taking the win. And we have DK Rush and Corby taking 2nd and 3rd. Just a quick scan of the fastest lap of the race. Does it go to Coco Dog? It looks like a 2:05.428. It does indeed look to be that way. I can scan down. Yes, he's taken the fastest lap bonus points as well. So an extra 5 points going through to Coco Dog. So that's going to help him in closing that gap between him and Corby for the championship. So our rest of the standings for round 3, we have in 4th Philly Manili, then Sami, Gallen, Head Farmer, Doggy Daddy, Steph, Vortex, and Spray and Pray. So we'll be getting our podium finishers into the chat in a moment. So we're going to talk about their race. They will bear with us as a moment as we add them into the session. In a moment. If you do have any comments you want to make to the drivers, if you're in the chat, and I can relay that to them. Hey DK, congrats on the 2nd place.
Yeah, cheers, JT. It's a tough battle there. That's good.
Yeah, some good fighting between you and Corby in those last few laps.
Yeah, I knew we had the 2-second penalty, but it was Coco that I was really worried about because I saw him pit early. So I knew he would have had clear track to just push. So I was hoping that Corby and I could just try and get ahead as much as I could to try and come out as close to Coco as possible. So it was pretty close coming out the pits down to turn 1.
That was very close.
He was just too strong for me on the night, so congrats Coco.
Hey,
congrats mate.
Good job guys.
I think you've set a new trend, Coco, the early pit.
Yeah, it seems to be working out pretty well.
2 rounds, it's done quite well, so... And then I even saw Gallen peel off straight after seeing you go in for that lap as well, and it worked out well for him for a while.
Yeah, he was in front of me. I was trying to push it to get past him, and then I think, he just had a bit of a lose. And then, it was a good car setup though, really stable, and good job Corby and DK.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Congrats, Corby.
Cheers, mate. Yeah,
had a good run. There was some good battling at the start as well, and some door-to-door stuff going.
Yeah, it's my favourite. I like to race too wide and put a nose in and all that. But look, like quali, I surprised myself. I've been away most of the week working, and I literally gutted the car of every vent, all its fuel, and put softs on it, and it went out. And I was like, see how we go. And look, stoked to get the pole, so that helps with points. But I was trying to get top 5 tonight, really.
And to come through and land a 2:04 in qualifying, so
so that was cool. But
that was an insane lap.
I got punished for running off the track, so you can't do that. this game. You hit the sand and lose 2 seconds, and then it goes, here's another second. So, but you can't give the race director a chance to pen you. You just got to stay on the track. So
That's it.
that's how it goes. But well done, DK, mate. It was good racing. At the start, they was trying to stretch you out past the 2 seconds, and then I had to slap myself. I lost concentration.
Yeah, I saw you have a couple of moments there, but it was a great side-by-side battle up the hill through that big S's.
Yeah.
I think we rubbed doors. I think we took each other's mirrors off, but
Yeah,
gave each other plenty of room. It was good. Great battle.
Just a bit of weight reduction, it helps.
That's racing, and you know that's what makes it fun. So
yeah, that's what makes it exciting. 100%.
Yeah.
So thanks for
great
another good
job,
round,
guys.
Yeah, thanks JT, and congrats Coco and Corby. That was a good drive.
It's all up to our race engineer.
Alright, cheers.
Yep, no worries. Look forward to seeing you again next week.
Thanks,
See you,
guys.
JT.
There we have our podium finishes of Coco Dog taking the victory, and DK Rush in P2 and Corby in P3. So then we will be back again next week for round 4. So for round 4, we're heading off to Algarve for the Autodrome International du Algarve. It's going to be some very tight racing in the Porsches yet again, and with how these guys have been doing it over the last few rounds, if only seconds separating the top few. It's going to be another spectacular race, so do hit that follow button if you haven't done so already, because we've also got more Porsche coming on Monday with iRacing, so lots of action to see. So thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you trackside next time.